Hey, what's up, bro? So if you're watching this video, you probably know that setting goals are extremely important, especially for us young men. They give us a sense of direction and purpose in our lives, and without them, we can feel very depressed and unmotivated. We make no progress in our lives. So in this video, I'm going to teach you the correct way to set goals so you can actually start changing your life. So I remember a couple years ago, after school, I would go home, immediately play video games, then I'd watch porn, eat junk food, and scroll on my phone. I did like all the bad things. And chances are you might be doing this. And do you think you feel fulfilled or have great relationships, great friendships, or have a direction in your life? Probably not, but that's okay, because if you know how to set goals correctly, you can start achieving things in your life and you can start gaining your masculinity back, which has kind of been stripped from us as young men. So when you start setting goals the correct way, you'll start feeling a sense of livelihood, and it feels great. And you'll also start feeling your masculine energy starting to come back, which has been stripped from you from doing all these bad habits. So let's get to step one. Stop setting realistic or doable goals. So chances are you've probably set some goals, but you've never actually achieved them or acted out on them. So an example would be when I was working minimum wage, I had a goal of making an extra $150 per month just from a side hustle. And I worked that job for like 6 months, and I always had this like goal written down, but yet I never did it. And why is that? So one of the reasons is I was lazy, but the goal that I set was too doable. And in my head, I was like, oh yeah, I can do this. I can just put it off for another time. And the problem with these doable goals is they give you no sense of urgency to actually act on it. Basically, setting realistic goals give you no drive to do it right now, and you feel like you can just put it off for later because it's easy. So what I want you to do is to get a notebook out or the notes app on your phone and write down what you want. So write down a couple of goals of something that you want, and you want to make it very unrealistic. Like show your friends or your parents it, and if they react kind of like, oh, it's kind of unrealistic, I don't know, that's good. That's actually great. An example would be, I used to want to make $3,000 per month on my business. And I just thought, I'll be comfortable enough, that's good enough for my age, that's all right. And I achieved it, but it took much longer than it should have because there wasn't this huge sense of urgency. It wasn't this giant mission that I had to tackle. And once I changed it to $10,000 a month, then I started taking way more action like I am right now. And I'm working a lot more, putting a lot more effort into it. My brain power is being used a lot more, and I'm putting just a lot more of my focus into this goal. And it's the same type of goal, I just made it a lot more challenging. So I want to ingrain this in your head, set big goals, and they'll give you a deep drive to conquer this mission. So there's a pretty big chance that you have a lot of self-doubt, and I understand that, but try to get rid of that. Another thing that I want you to do is treat your goals with a lot of respect. So write them down, but write them down very neatly. Hang them up nicely on your wall. Leave them on your home and lock screen. Have them on your computer screen. Pretty much everywhere, because you want to treat these goals with a lot of respect. And it sounds kind of weird, but once you have this sense of respect for your goals, you kind of get a sense of respect for yourself, and you don't want to let your goals down or yourself down. Another thing is you also want to always be thinking about these goals. And if it's something you truly want to achieve, you'll always be thinking about it, because you want to make your life revolve around these goals. When you treat these goals with respect and you don't want to let them or yourself down, you will start taking a lot more action to make them happen. A way to think about this to hopefully get you to want to act on your goals even more is just close your eyes and think about 4-year-old you or 7-year-old you. It doesn't really matter. Just a young version of you. They probably have a lot of dreams and aspirations, and now just show them who you're going to become in a negative way. So imagine just showing your 4 or 7-year-old self you as an alcoholic who's addicted to porn and is very depressed and suicidal. That would make your younger self cry and be very sad. You wouldn't want to, if you were a little kid, you wouldn't want to see that. That would be heartbreaking, right? So treat your goals with respect and try not to let your older self down or your younger self down. And if that doesn't motivate you to actually act on these goals that are very ambitious, I don't know what will. Okay, so do this with me. Get a journal out. We're going to write down the goals we want to achieve. If you don't have a journal out right now, you're a pussy. Get a journal out right now and write this down with me. Because if you don't, then I don't think you necessarily care too much, and what's the point of watching this video? So just get a journal out, bro, and write down 10, maybe 15 things you want to achieve. So I'm gonna write them down, and when I'm done, I'll continue. All right, so I wrote down 9 goals. So $10,000 a month, gold medal in jiu-jitsu, 1,000 YouTube subscribers, travel, record an album, meet more women, and get a truck. So now what you want to do is choose 3 of the goals that mean the most to you, 3 of the goals that align the most with your values. So yeah, just choose 3 of them and circle them. So for me, it would be $10,000 a month, 1,000 YouTube subscribers, and record an album. So I got these 3 down. The less, the better. So if you can choose just one goal that you want to focus on for a certain amount of time, just choose that one. Then what you're gonna do with the rest of the goals is you're just gonna cross them out. Fuck, my lead broke. So all these goals that we crossed out are actually the goals that keep you from achieving the main ones that you want to get done. So it's very important that you don't overload yourself with too many goals. You want to focus on a few things and focus on them with laser focus. You don't want to try and be a jack of all trades, because you're not going to really excel in anything. So give yourself like 1, 3 maximum things that you want to achieve. So I really hope that helped, bro, because I used to struggle with this a lot. So I hope you just actually took some of the steps that I told you to do. And I really hope you can, start achieving goals. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them in the comments. So just let me know. Thanks, have a good day.